makes a deliberately provocative remark to a prison guard, and then when the guard wasn't looking, surreptitiously took his walkie-talkie, stuffed it in his trouser pocket. Roy then handed an origami to his cellmate. When the cellmate stuck the origami in the door lock of the hallway, Roy began to tear up the book, soaking the paper in the sink. Then he laid the wet paper on the window, blocking off all the air vents. Then Roy stuffs his lunch into a smelly sock and puts it down the toilet, using all his strength, squeezing the salt out of it, and then he put the stolen walkie-talkie into the salt water. The salt water is electrolyzed by the direct current of the battery, producing oxygen and hydrogen gas floating in the air above the cell. In order to successfully detonate the hydrogen gas, blowing open the steel door of the cell, the two men pull out the thin rope from the blanket, move the bed to the middle, removing the ceiling light, pulling the wires from the lamp, wrap a band-aid and a thin rope around the wire as a fuse, and the salt water is broken down over 6 hours. In all, nearly 10,000 liters of hydrogen gas were produced. The two men rushed to the toilet to cover their ears, in case the explosion caused injury to their eardrums. Then they lay under the bed. A large blanket was placed over their bodies to provide a makeshift shield. The inmates tugged on a thin rope and pulled the wire. A burst of electricity set off the hydrogen gas and blew open the steel door of the cell. When the guards heard the commotion, they rushed to see what is going on. The two men take the opportunity to rush out of the cell. They pulled out the paper crane that had been jammed into the lock, locking the door behind them, avoiding the guards, hiding in the corner of the hallway.